Thanks for joining me for practice. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel and share it with your family and friends. And in the description is a link to my Patreon account if you would like to offer a donation. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you. So move the flesh from your sit bones, sit tall, close your eyes. Just let your hands rest comfortably on your knees, palms facing down. And take a moment to settle into the body. Settle onto your mat and in this time and space. And then allow your attention to drop into your abdomen and watch the rise and fall of the abdomen. Inhale, belly swells. Exhale, navel draws back to spine. And as you're breathing in this way, just allow the mind to settle into the rhythm of the breath. And if Ujjayi sound helps to soothe the mind, bring in that soft ocean wave or whisper type sound. And once you get a steady rhythm in the abdomen, then expand the breath from the belly into the ribs, exhaling belly, then ribs. And then see if you can grow it belly, then ribs, then up into the chest, expansion of the collarbones. Exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest, relaxation of the collarbones. And make this breath as smooth and as even as possible. So pure or circular breathing. And on the inhalation, feel that vitality is coming into the body. Prana filling every single cell. And on the exhalation, just removing or releasing anything that no longer serves. The body, the mind, the emotions, just let them go. And we'll take 3 more deep breaths here, please. Slow, mindful breathing. Vitality on inhale. Releasing that which doesn't serve on exhale. And when you complete the last one, just relax all effort. Just easy breathing. Observe how you feel. And has there been a shift in the mind, in the body, in the nervous system? And then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Let the pinky fingers and the thumbs come together and the other fingers open up wide like a lotus flower, right at the heart center. This is Lotus Mudra. And I'd like you to imagine this like a chalice. And we can fill this cup with that vitality, with that prana, with all that we need to do and be in the world in the way we want to show up. And we understand that the more that we engage in, the more outgoing energy there is, the more we need to replenish the return, the receiving. So self-care is that essential component to being able to actually take place or do more in the world. So as you feel this lotus flower open, let it receive the light. Or if it's easier for you to visualize that chalice being filled with vitality and prana. And if there's any place right now in your life that feels like it's draining or seeping some of your energy away, or is there a place where you know you can replenish? You just need to make that commitment. Then we're going to add that into our intention for the practice today, to just solidify that in our minds and in our hearts, so that when we leave the mat, we can take the steps necessary to reach that goal. So now close the petals of your lotus. Seal all of that here in the palms, letting the knuckles bow out to the side. Press the fingertips into one another and feel some heat and warmth building between the palms. And then take that sacred prana, that sacred energy, and press it into the heart. So one palm on top of the other, and just let some of the warmth move into the heart space, absorbing there, and again, filling within. And then we'll bring our hands back into traditional Anjali Mudra, or prayer position, and we'll begin the setting of our intention to really fill our cup, to create that feeling of fulfillment so that when we go out into the world, we have plenty. So if there's anything that you want to add to that, state that mentally now. And then we'll begin this practice with a chant of Om 3 times. Deep inhale in. Take a long exhale out. Another deep inhale in. And just lower your chin to your chest and take your time to gradually open your eyes back into the room. And if your sit bones were propped, we'll just move that prop out of the way, bringing the sit bones onto the earth. Press down and inhale, reach the arms out wide, lift and lengthen through your spine. And then interlace your fingers, push the palms away, and extend through the side bodies. So create as much space and length through the torso as possible. Even reach the shoulders up by your ears for a moment to create that length along the sides. And then can you maintain that in the torso and just let the shoulder heads drop down back into their sockets? And breathe deeply here, inhaling chest, ribs, belly, all the way into pelvic floor now. And now exhale, pelvic floor, belly, ribs, chest, back up and out. So we're filling in from the top down, bringing that prana all the way to our base, and then exhaling, emptying from the bottom up. 2 more. Keep relaxing the shoulders down. Ujjayi breathing if it helps. Now head rests on the right arm, lean to your right, anchor your left sit bone down, stretch through the left side body. Breathe deeply here. And then inhale, come back, head to the left arm, and slowly lean to your left. And just feel that little bit of a tug along the side body. Notice where you're holding tension. Might be different on this side than the other. And then come back to center and release the hands behind you. Point the fingers towards the sit bones. Push down into the palms. And now lift your heart. Stretch into the tops of the shoulders. Spread the chest wide. Full, complete breaths into the heart space. 2 more. Really reach the breath into those rib bones, stretching them, expanding. And then roll off your fingertips, extend your arms down again, sit tall, and just experience that. Breathe here. Good. Now inhale, reach the arms up, lift and lengthen. And this time, exhale, just forward fold through the legs. Take your time, bring your hands down, let your head and neck soften, push into the palms. Press a little bit of the weight back into the sit bones to lengthen the lower back and keep releasing your head and neck. So remember we talked about that receiving, that bringing in, but also the ability to let go. That these two have to work in coordination with one another. Two more breaths here. And then walk your hands to your right side, squaring your chest to your right thigh. Extend your arms long. Keep your left sit bone anchored. Head and neck is relaxed. Breathe here. So you're going to feel that little bit of a lateral stretch, a slight twist here for the torso. Send your breath into any of the sensitive areas. Keep contracting, navel back to spine on exhalation. And if you find an area that's tight, really fill it with the breath. Last one. Now we're going to go a little deeper to the right. Right hand is down. Left arm sweeps up and over the head. And now we're taking a little bit of a deeper lateral stretch than we did before. So reach the fingers away from the hip bone. You can keep that right hand grounded, or if it's comfortable, bring the right forearm to the floor. Navel rotates slightly to the left so you can lean back with your chest. And now where are you holding your tension? Breathe into it. Particularly in the left rib cage, really get the breath to stretch those intercostal muscles right between the rib bones. 2 more here. Stay with it. You can watch how the layers slowly release. And now lift your left arm straight up in the air, press into your right hand, lift your torso and squeeze the left shoulder blade in and down the back, and now offer up the heart and really feel like you could receive into the heart center. And then lift with that left hand and slowly come back into a seated position and just observe right side versus left. Breathing here. Inhale, the arms reach up. And now exhale, forward fold again. Take your time, navel to spine. Relax head and neck. Let the body adjust. Settle in, let go. And then staying low, you're going to square your chest to your left thigh. Walking to the left, press your right sit bone down. And keep softening the right side of the body. Right shoulder, right rib cage. Breathe here. Keep letting go. 2 more. Where are those areas of tension? And now walk a little further to the left, plant that left hand down, and sweep the right arm up. And now come into a deeper lateral stretch here. You got to really anchor through the right hip, reach the fingers away. And if it's comfortable, you can go deeper. Bring that left forearm down. Anchor the right hip even further into the earth. It's going to want to pull off. Breathe into the side body. Again, we're making space for those lungs. Keep contracting abdomen back to spine on exhalation. It supports the back. And then anchor into that bottom hand, lift the torso, and now turn and slowly rotate the navel to the right, squeeze the right shoulder blade down the back, and free up the chest and the heart. Again, allow it to receive the light. And then lift with that right hand. Once again, come back into your comfortable seated position and observe. Good, tabletop position. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, tops of the feet press firm into the earth. Inhale, the heart lifts, sit bones lift as you look up. Exhale, draw the navel to the spine, round the back, take the sit bones to the heels for child's pose. Now inhale, stand on your knees, bring your arms up and over the head, and really feel the front body stretch. And then exhale, take your hands to your sacrum and bring the forehead to the floor, navel to the spine. Inhale, the arms out wide as you lift and rise. Expansion, and then exhale, bow down to child's pose. Try your best to keep the navel pulling towards the back body. Good, tabletop position. Inhale, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, round the back, navel to the spine, child's pose. Inhale, stand on the knees, bring the arms up over the head, lift and lengthen, open that front body. Exhale, hands to sacrum. Navel to spine, forehead to floor. Inhale, arms wide as you expand up again. And exhale, navel to spine, bow down to child's pose. We're just going to do 1 more vinyasa like this. Inhale, tabletop, heart lift, sit bones lift. Exhale, child's, navel in. Inhale, stand on the knees, arms reach, open through the front body. Exhale, hands to the sacrum, forehead to the floor. Inhale, arms reach as you lift and lengthen all the way up. And exhale, bow down to child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, heart lift, sit bones lift. And now this time, tuck your toes, lift your sit bones up and back for downward facing dog. And now if you want to pedal your feet a little bit to open up the back of the legs, bend one knee, press the other heel down. And then switch. So from the Achilles all the way up into the hip, just feel that sensation. And then find your feet hip distance apart, turn your toes in slightly, heels out. Roll your inner thighs in and back, allow your sit bones to spread. At the bottom of each exhalation, take the belly button in and up underneath the rib cage so that you get a hollowing out sensation in the gut. Relax your head and neck, but roll your shoulder heads away from your ears and really hug the upper arms toward one another. Press down firmly through the web of the index and thumb. Now full spinal breaths all the way down to the base on inhalation, from the base back up and out on exhalation. One more here. Just like this, lift that apex of your triangle up just a little higher. And now walk your hands back 6 inches and stop. Lift the hips as high as you can, reaching them away from the crown of the head. And then walk back another 6 inches. Lift the hips even higher. Start to anchor more deeply into the feet. Walk back another 6 inches. Stay. Six more. You're almost completely to the feet here. And now fingertips lined up with the tips of the toes if you can. You can always place your hands on a block if you need to. Bring your body weight forward just slightly in the balls of the feet. Let the hips get a little higher. Now you can keep the legs straight if that feels comfortable for you, or if you need a little micro bend in the knee to release the low back, please take that. But just allow that spine to feel like it's still in extension even though you're in a forward bend. And then send the tips of the shoulder blades slightly down your back. Create a little more length in the upper back. Back of the neck grows long. Crown stays heavy. Now, hook the index middle thumb around the big toe or slide your hands up your shin bones. On your inhale, you're going to pull your chest away from your thighs. Draw the shoulders down the back. Exhale, navel hugs in towards the back body as you forward fold, bend knees, bend elbows, release head and neck. Inhale, pull away again. Create as much length as you can. So straighten arms, straighten spine. If you can, straighten legs. Exhale, release, bend knees, bend elbows, head and neck is soft. Keep going with your breath. Inhaling in and down, and see if you can feel the breath get all the way to the pelvic floor. We're filling that space as well. And then exhale from the pelvic floor back up and out as we release. Good vitality on inhalation as you breathe in. Letting go on exhalation. 3 more, please. On the last exhalation, forward fold deeply. Release for a moment. And then bend your knees deeply. Bring your hands to your hips. Flatten out your spine and slowly come up to standing. And then roll your shoulders up and back a few times just to loosen them. Feeling that upper back. It's just got a deep stretch. Now just release any tension there. And then find Samastiti, standing mountain pose. Take a moment to close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And just enjoy the feeling of standing up straight and all that warmth through the body. All right, so here at the back of your mat, we're going to do our sun salutations. We'll have our feet hip distance apart or slightly wider. Hands together in front of the heart for Pranavayu sun salutation. So inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, you can either sink into chair or you can keep going towards squat, but then inhale, come into tabletop position and spread the collarbones wide. And now exhale, tuck the toes, sit bones lift up and back for downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward to the fingertips and spin your back foot flat, heel to heel alignment, hips squared, inhale, warrior one. Now we're gonna stay for the exhalation and sink just a little bit deeper. Then inhale, straighten the front leg and open up through that front line. And then exhale, press the heel away from the crown of the head as you slowly come down, fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, bend the front knee for high lunge. Let your heart really come forward through the shoulders, and then exhale to downward facing dog. So for your vinyasa, inhale to plank position. First round, we'll modify knees to floor, lift toes, squeeze elbows tight, chaturanga till the belly comes down. Inhale, elbows and shoulders pull back for cobra, pubic bone is grounded. And then exhale, navel up and back for downward facing dog. Left leg steps forward, spin the back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one, hips are squared. Stay for the exhale, soften, sink just a little deeper. Now inhale, straighten the front leg, really squeeze that muscle to the bone, open up, and then like someone's pulling your arms forward, lengthen your torso over that front leg. Fingertips touch the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, high lunge position, heart is forward, and then exhale to downward facing dog. We'll take 5 breaths. So we're still breathing all the way in and down to the pelvic floor. Exhaling, pelvic floor back up and out. Ujjayi breathing. Remember your alignment principles. We worked in this posture. Very nice. On your next inhalation, bring your knees to the floor. Heart lifts, sit bones lift as you look up. Now exhale, walk your hands back into squat. So you can stay on the balls of the feet if you need to. Feet are pointing forward, hands together in front of the heart. Inhale, anchor into your feet. Slowly rise up to standing. Make sure your feet are parallel. And then exhale, forward fold over the legs. Hook the index, middle thumb around the big toe or hands on shins. Inhale into monkey like we did a moment ago. Exhale, forward fold, bend knees, bend elbows, relax head and neck. And then inhale, release, come into chair. Stay for the exhalation and sink deeply. Inhale, come back up into standing. And exhale, hands to heart. So that's one round. Let's do that again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sinking either into chair or a deep squat. Inhale, come forward into tabletop position. Spread the collarbones wide. Exhale, tuck the toes. Find downward facing dog. Right leg forward to the fingertips. Spin the back foot flat. Warrior one. Hips squared as you come up. Now exhale, stay and soften a little deeper. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Elongate the spine, keep that nice and strong as you slowly come down for pyramid. Fingertips to the floor, pivot on the ball of the back foot, high lunge, bend the front knee. Heart is forward, exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, traditional vinyasa, if you want to, you can always use your knees. Come forward into plank, squeeze the elbows tight, chaturanga. Inhale, then you're rolling over the toes into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg forward. Spin the back foot flat. Inhale, hip square, warrior one. Exhale, stay. Just move deeper into it. Inhale, straighten, really extend, and then keep that extension as you move into the forward fold. Inhale, pivot, high lunge. Heart is forward, shoulders down the back. Exhale, down dog, 5 full breaths. Remember to keep taking that navel deeply in and up under the rib cage. Use the big muscles of the legs. Really strengthen them. As they hold the body weight, the upper body can get longer. One more. On your next inhale, knees to floor, heart lifts, sit bones lift. Exhale, walk back to squat and stay on the balls of the feet. If you can get the heels down, great. If not, don't worry about it. Inhale, reach all the way up to standing. Arms overhead, feet are parallel but hip distance. Exhale, forward fold. Hook the index middle thumb around the big toe or shins, but inhale, extend up. Exhale, fold into that extension. Inhale, release the hands, bend the knees deeply for chair. As you exhale, you're going deeper into it, almost like you're going into squat. Inhale, rise up to standing. And exhale, hands to heart. We're just going to do one more. It's a long sun salutation. Let's do it again. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chair or squat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, down dog. Right leg forward, warrior one. Inhale, we're just going to take one breath here this time. Exhale, straighten the front leg, lengthen over that leg, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, pivot, high lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. It's time. You can choose which vinyasa you'd like. Knees lowered or lifted, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra if the knees are down, up dog if the knees are up. Exhale, down dog, left leg forward. Inhale, warrior one breath here. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, pivot, high lunge. Exhale, down dog, 5 breaths. Now a little bit more warmth there. So we move a little bit more quickly. We've got to make sure that we keep that ujjayi breath steady. Think of vitality on inhalation, releasing on exhalation. Last one. Now inhale, bring your knees to the floor. Heart lifts, sit bones lift. Exhale, walk back to squat. Hands in prayer. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Hook index, middle thumb around your big toe. Inhale, pull away. Exhale, fold, navel in. Inhale, release, lean back to chair. Exhale, deeper. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Or you can keep your arms down by your side, but just take a moment here in Samastiti to rest. And think about that cup or that lotus, either receiving the light or the nourishment into the heart, to every single cell. One more here. Good. If you have a block, we're going to take the block between the inner thighs and squeeze it so there's an internal rotation. If you don't have a block, it's perfectly fine. You can just do the legs and feet together. So inhale, the arms reach up. And exhale, sink into chair pose. Now, squeeze that block for support. Inhale, lengthen the torso. And exhale, contract the abdomen, forward fold over the bent legs. Now inhale, lean back again, heart extends. Exhale, bend the elbows out wide and draw the elbows toward the rib cage, opening the heart a little deeper. Inhale, extend. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Again, inhale, lean back. Bend the elbows, squeeze, open the heart deeper. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Your breath is key here. Inhale. Exhale, bend. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. 2 more with your breath. Last one. Good. This time you're going to inhale all the way back to chair and slowly press into the feet for standing and exhale the arms by your side. Take a moment. You can leave the block there for a minute or remove it. Settle the breath and feel the warmth in the back and front bodies. Good, you can release that block, but keep that awareness of what it's like to use your legs to support the spine. And you're still here at the back of the mat with the feet hip distance apart. And you're going to turn your left toes out to a slight angle and step your right foot forward to a comfortable distance. Hips are squared. So you want to be kind of in between a warrior one and a pyramid stance. Warrior one's a little longer, pyramid's a little shorter. So somewhere in between those two. So about 3.5 feet. Bring your hands together out in front of you, palms touch like a closed book. Inhale, bend into the front knee, open up the arms as wide as you can, opening the heart. Exhale, contract the muscle to the bone, straighten the leg and close the book. Do it again. Inhale, lean into it, warrior one, opening the arms out wide. Exhale, close the book. 3 more like this, please. Use your ujjayi. Last one. Now bring your hands together in front of your heart. Pivot on the ball of your back foot. Bend your front knee. And now slowly walk forward or move forward into warrior 3. So lifting that back leg up, keeping the hands at prayer. Send the crown away from the back heel. Keep lengthening the heart, so open that space up, shoulder blades are down the back. 1 more. And then slowly, mindfully place that foot down. Keep the hands in prayer and scoop forward and up for warrior 1. And just bring the arms to where you feel comfortable. Press the palms together. Keep drawing the right hip back, left hip around. You might be a little bit more to diagonal in your spine than directly upright. That's okay. Breathe here, building some back strength. Keep drawing navel in and back on exhalation. Press into the back heel a little bit more. 1 more. And then inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale the hands down to the hip. And step that front leg back. Come into standing mountain pose at the back of your mat. Take a moment here. Feel how charged and energized that one side of the body is. Maintain your deep breath. Remember, if there's that outgoing energy, we want to replace it with incoming energy. Turn your right toes out to a slight angle. Step your left foot forward to a comfortable distance. But again, we're going to be somewhere between a warrior 1 and pyramid pose. So a little longer than pyramid, a little shorter than warrior 1. Hips are squared forward. Bring your arms out in front of you. Have the palms touch. And again, you're going to bend into that front knee. Open the arms as wide as you can. Exhale, contract your abdomen to your spine. Bring your hands back together. Close the book. Again, inhale. Bend into the knee. Open up the heart. Exhale, straighten that leg, squeeze the muscle to the bone. Really stay strong as you close the book. 3 more. Steady your gaze. Now, you're going to bring those hands together. You're going to bend into that front knee, pivot on the ball of the back foot, and slowly move into warrior 3. Keep sending the heart away from the back heel. Keep lifting that back leg as strong and as straight as you can. Supporting leg is grounding deeply into the earth. 1 more. Now gently go back to warrior 1. So stick the feet. Keep your hands in prayer. And now scoop forward and up, following the hands with the gaze, and come into warrior 1. And again, here too, it doesn't have to be a big, deep back bend. You can be working the muscles of the back here and honoring where your shoulders are capable of going. Press the palms together. This helps to widen the upper back. Keep the tension out of the neck and face, but the gaze is steady. Anchor into that back heel a little more. Draw the navel in and up. 1 more. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, hands to hips. And step that front foot back. Come into standing mountain pose at the back of your mat. Find your breath. And observe. So we take these rests, these strategic rests throughout the practice to really consolidate the effects of the pose, to let it acclimate into the body. 1 more, slow the breath down. We'll stay here at the back of the mat. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, navel to spine. Inhale, halfway to monkey pose, hands on shin or floor. Exhale, you're going to walk your hands forward into plank position, your choice. Knees lowered or lifted for chaturanga. Inhale, cobra if the knees are down, up dog if the knees are up. And exhale, downward facing dog. A couple breaths here, please. Remember to feel vitality on inhalation, releasing what needs to go on exhalation. Now, feet together, balls of your feet. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the right heel down. And lift that left leg as high as you can, stacking left hip over right. And really press into the palms here. So elongate the side bodies. Stay long through that top leg. Really reach for the ball of the foot. Create as much space as you can, opening up those nadis, those energy channels in the body. 1 more breath here. And then square the hip, bring the knee into your chest, and lunge that all the way to the fingertips, spin your back foot flat. So you want to line the front heel with the arch of the back foot, and then press into the feet, slowly come up and open shoulder and hip to the right. So we're moving into warrior 2. So push into the ball of that front foot, outside edge of the back foot, get that knee in alignment with the ankle, but not beyond it. And make sure that the knee moves towards the pinky toe side of the foot. So you're opening up that inner thigh. Firm up the right thigh. Extend out through the arms. Now the tailbone is lengthening towards the earth, but the lower belly is lifting. Crown is lifting. Steady your gaze. Breathe deeply here. Find mind growing calm. One more. Now back hand to thigh. Turn and look at the left palm. Straighten the front leg. open up here into a reverse triangle. Then we're going to bend back into the knee, and now you can either take forearm to the thigh, hand to the ankle, or hand to the floor. Right arm lifts for side angle pose. Press the arm into the leg into the arm. If you're in side angle and you want to bind, you're going to spin the hand like you're spinning a doorknob, take it behind your back and bind by grabbing onto your shirt or letting your hands come down and grab your thigh. Spin the navel to the right. Go deeper into that front knee. 2 more breaths here. Good. Release the bind. Top arm reaches up. Bring the fingertips to the floor. Pivot on the ball of the back foot. Come into high lunge for a moment. And then we'll shoot that leg all the way up into the air and let the blood drain out and see if there's a difference. Keep the hands and shoulders square. And then downward facing dog. Take a moment here, find symmetry, enjoy it. Good, bring your feet together, come onto the balls of the feet. This time reach your right leg up in the air. Exhale your left heel down. Inhale the right leg as high as you can and then stack the hip right over left. So you're opening it up, reach through the ball of the foot, get long. Try to keep the hands and shoulders stable. Make space, make room in the body. And square the hip, bring the knee to the chest, and lunge that foot to the fingertips, spin your back foot flat. So you want front heel lined up with the arch of the back foot. You're keeping this wide, long stance. Inhale, slowly come up, open hip and shoulder to the left. Now, as you bend into that front knee, make sure it doesn't start to drop on the inside of the foot. Push into the ball of the foot, press to the outside edge of the back heel. Arms stay long here. Gaze over the middle finger of the right hand. And then see how extended you can get your spine. Tailbone lengthening away from crown. Bend that front knee, go a little deeper. Firm up the left thigh. One more. Now, back hand to thigh. Look at the right palm. Straighten the front leg. It's a reverse triangle here, just to give it a break. And now you're going to keep that length that you've created in the side body. Come all the way down. Maybe it's forearm to the thigh, hand to the ankle, or fingertips to the floor. Your choice, but bend into that front knee, side angle, left arm lifts. Now you can stay here, you can bind. Left arm comes around the back, grabbing shirt or thigh. But lean the navel to the left, open up the chest. Breathe deeply. Two more. If you are bound, extend the left arm up, bring the fingertips to the floor and pivot on the ball of the back foot for high lunge position. And then exhale to downward facing dog. Sending that right leg all the way up into the air. Right hip stacks over left. Feel the spaciousness. Breathe deeply. And then find down dog. Good, 2 more breaths here. And then come forward into plank position. Lower the left knee to the floor. Spin the right foot flat. Plant the left hand down and reach the right arm up in the air. So variation 1 of side plank. And now you can just keep that right arm straight up in the air, but if you can, take the arm over the head and really extend from the outer foot through the fingertips. All that length and space along the side body. Now, pull the arm back and open up. Right shoulder blade squeezing down the back. Chest is extending. And then come back into that extension with the top arm over the head again, lateral stretch. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee in, sit tall on the heels, and just for a moment, feel the length of the right and left side. One more here. Tabletop position. Extend your left leg back, spin it flat so your right toes are pointing towards the arch of your left foot. Plant the right hand down, lift the left arm up, and come into side plank on this side. So as you ground down through that right hand, feel that you press to the outside edge of the back foot, opening up the outer left hip. And then if you're comfortable now, take your top arm over the head and really stretch the fingers away. So again, deep lateral stretch. Stay anchored through your supporting leg. Navel in on exhalation. And now lean back with the chest and open up. Squeeze the shoulder blade down the back. Feel the heart release. Let it receive all that light and vitality. And then take the top arm over the head again. Extend. And gently bring the hand down, bring the left knee in, and sit tall on your heels again. Resting here for a moment with the hands in the lap. And then we'll come off of those knees and bring your sit bones down. We're going to take our legs out wide into Upavishta Konasana. Now, if you need to prop your sit bones up on a blanket, do that. But I like to scoot the pelvic floor forward so there's an anterior tilt. Now we'll start in the center, so we're going to just bring our fingers into a finger stand and just begin to lean forward. But now think of your spine staying long and straight. So you can close your eyes if it helps. You're going to try to keep the neck neutral. And just slowly inch your way forward until you find the first area of sensation. And then you're just going to stop there and breathe. Be honest. Make sure your exhalations pull your navel back to the spine so there's support there. And then you just inch your way forward again as the body gives you permission. So take your time to get deeper into the pose. There's no rush. Keep sending your breath into the sensitive areas. Again, we want to think of filling the cup. So what areas are calling out for more prana, more light? And you can keep going down as the body gives permission. Last breath here in the center. And then we're going to come up slightly and we're going to walk over to our left leg, square the chest off to the thigh as best you can. And now take your left forearm on the inside of the left calf, palm facing up. Those of you with a little more flexibility can reach for the big toe pad of the foot, palm still facing up, but elbow presses into the calf. And now take the right arm up in the air and extend the fingers just like you did when you were in side angle pose. And if it's comfortable, you can take the top arm over the head and come into this deep lateral stretch. We've been working on opening up those lungs this whole time. Now, if you have the flexibility, you can reach for the pinky toe pad of the foot, and then you're going to rotate the navel a little deeper to the right. Bending that top elbow, navel and chest lean back. Breathe here. So whatever position you're getting the best stretch in, that's the one you want to be in. And then you're going to send your breath into those sensitive areas again. Remember, the key to all of this is getting the prana, the breath, through the breath into the body. And then take that right arm up in the air and use it like someone is pulling on your hand to slowly come back up. And it was deep, so stay for a moment in center, resting the arms, closing the eyes if you'd like, or soft gaze. Maybe noticing a difference between right and left. And once again, we're going to go back to the center. So walk down again. Taking a moment, just that symmetry is really helpful for the body. Makes the nervous system feel calm and relaxed. And then we're going to go to the right leg. So we're going to walk over and do your best to square your chest as much as you can. And if you have the ability, take that right forearm on the inside of the leg, maybe palm up or grab for the big toe pad of the foot. Elbow presses into the calf, left arm lifts up. Breathe here. Now, if you're comfortable with this, you can start to take the top arm over the head, just extending that very deep lateral, all that space. And then if the fingers happen to touch the pinky toe side, you can go ahead and bind, and then you'll bend the top elbow, rotate the navel and chest more open to the left. Now, it's this interesting combination of stabilizing through the legs, through the base of the body, while allowing the upper body to really feel safe enough to open. So where does the breath need to go? Last deep Ujjayi breath here. And then the left arm is going to lift up. And remember, you're going to, like someone's pulling you, you're going to slowly come back out of it. Take the time. And then just give your body a moment or two to adjust in a neutral position. And we'll bring the knees together and come onto our back. Go ahead, once you come down, just for a moment, if you want, hug your knees into your chest. And we're going to take our legs all the way to the floor. Thumbs underneath the hips. And press up into Matsyasana fish. So you're reaching out through the balls of the feet, spreading the toes, press into the forearms, and bring the crown of the head into the earth. And stay here for a few breaths right into the chest. Feel all that spaciousness. And then release the head. Slowly let the body come back down for just a moment rest. And then take your knees into your chest. Give a little squeeze there. And cross the right knee over the left knee. If you can, tuck your toes under the calf. Let the arms open up wide, and now let the knees fall to the left as you look to your right. Breathe deeply here. So our first deep closed twist of the practice. Let that just wring out anything else that's left there. We did so much extension, expansion, and lateral opening. The torso, upper back, and chest and shoulders feel so open. One more here. And then come back to center, and we'll switch. So cross your left knee over your right, and if you can, tuck the toes behind the calf, and then knees are now going to go to the right. And again, you can allow the arms to be long, gaze to go over the left shoulder. And even here too, you're still taking navel back to spine on exhalation. There's that quality of emptying out when you do that. And just allows the body to reach a few of those deeper layers. And then slowly unwind, come back to center. And we're going to end with just a good morning stretch. So take your legs all the way to the floor. Once again, interlace your fingers, arms over the head, and get as long as you can. Really stretch, whole body's open. And then prepare for Shavasana. So if you're in a cooler room, place socks or sweaters back on. If you're in a lighted room, try to bring a soft piece of material over the eyes. And then begin to really settle the body. Find yourself releasing the breath, no longer trying to shape or control it. And you can imagine that lotus that we began the practice with there at the center of the heart. The lotus coming out of the mud to receive the sun, to receive the light. And only light in, only light out. So slowly begin to deepen your breath. Feel the freedoms with which the breath can move in the body. Wiggle the fingers and thumbs, toes, wrists, and ankles. And just slowly begin to ease the body back. Taking your time, gently draw knees into chest. Feeling the tailbone lengthen away from the crown. And curl into fetal position, arm under the head as a pillow. Rest there for a moment. Slowly anchoring into the earth, come back up into a seated position. And if you'd like for a moment, prop your sit bones up for meditation. So tall spine, relaxed body, eyes closed. With all this spaciousness we've created in the torso and in the spine, I want you to visualize for a moment at the very crown of the head, a big lotus flower with its petals together like a bud. Visualize those petals as the color pink, and then attached to a long, thin, lime green stem that descends from the crown all the way through the center of the spine. And visualize at the very root of the spine, the base of the spine, all the roots of the lotus flower extending out into the most fertile soil. Now, with your awareness there at the roots of the spine, on your next inhale, draw energy from the soil up through the roots. See it travel along the thin lime green stem up towards the crown of the head where it meets the closed lotus petals. And then on the exhalation, see those lotus petals unfurl and receive the light of the sun. Then inhale, close those petals again back to that bud, and draw the breath down towards the roots. When you get to the base, send the nourishment of the sun as an exhalation out through the roots back into the earth. Again, inhale, draw all that fertile soil nutrients up from the roots. On the inhale, it moves up through the stem to the bud at the crown of the head, where on exhalation, the petals unfurl to receive the sun, receive the light, the nourishment we get from there. And then on inhalation, the petals will come back together into that tight bud, and the prana goes down through the stem all the way to the root. And on exhalation, we send the energy and the nourishment from the sun back down through the roots and into the soil. One more together then on your own. Inhale from the roots, bring the nourishment up through the stem, all the way to the crown. On exhalation, the petals open to receive the sunlight, the prana, the nourishment. And then inhalation, the petals close, the prana moves down the spine, down the stem, back to the roots. And on exhalation, the nourishment of the sun goes through the roots and back into the soil. Please continue a few more on your own. Take your time, there's no rush. One more round. You'll end by allowing that exhalation to complete at the root. And then join your hands back together in that Lotus mudra at the heart. And once again, see and feel like filling your cup. This lotus now filled with light. And then join the tips of the fingers together. Let the knuckles bow and hold that prana contained within. And while you hold the hand in this position, return back to your intention. Trust that you received what you can receive from this and let the rest go. And once again, placing one hand on top of the other at the heart, soak that prana into the heart space. Feeling the warmth. Namaste.